Welcome to another episode of Footprints right here on Soulhour TV. This program is designed to showcase some of our Ghanaian individuals who have done or who have left impressible footprints for the younger ones to emulate. Now, so far we've had some interesting characters. Today we have another young lady who we're going to be having an interesting conversation with. Now, if I may correct myself, she is very talented. She is Ghanaian, but however, she was born here in the Netherlands, and she is also a communication graduate. So she's not just talented, but also her brains are, if you understand what I mean. She likes singing, at least that's what she likes to invest her time in. She likes singing, songwriting, presenting, hosting of events, fashion and lifestyle, and of course, and this is the part when you get to figure out who I'm talking about, she was the winner of Face of Ghana 2009, and I'm speaking of none other than the very talented young lady, Augustina Austin. Hi.
Thank you. I'm really flattered by that. Thank you for the introduction.
Oh, don't worry about it. But it's all you. This is all you actually. Because I first got your bio and I was reading it and I was like, hey, this young girl. So she sings, she writes the songs herself, presenting, hosting, fashion and lifestyle. And I'm like, okay, that's a whole lot for one person to be doing.
It is.
And so you host as well, so you kind of know.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're dealing with.
Yes.
Every week when you sit here.
Yes. And how do you feel to be at the other end of the table?
I think it's good actually, because I like to have good conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I think in general I'm more of a listener. So I think that for a change we can kind of exchange the questions towards me and have a good conversation.
So another thing, first of all, thank you very much for also coming here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you're feeling all right. You're okay.
Yes, I'm very comfortable. It seems like home because it's like the whole organization of this is, you know,
familiar faces.
Familiar faces, so no need to feel shy or anything.
Yeah. So Tina, you were born here in the Netherlands?
Yes.
Yes. And your parents are from?
My parents are from Bekwai.
Bekwai?
Yeah. And from my dad's part, he's also a Fantiman. And obviously from my mom, Ashanti. So, they come from there. They came in the late 70s to the Netherlands. And then they started having family, my sisters, and of which I'm among. So, born and raised primarily here. Okay. Yeah. So,
but, I mean, you visit Ghana often?
I do. I just came back 2 weeks ago. And the thing is, actually, while my mom brought us up, you know, not every year, but every other year or somewhat, we would go and visit. So it kind of took my interest. I even had the time to do an internship there. So I worked there for some months. So I kind of know Ghana not just as, okay, I come from here, or I go there for holidays, see some family relatives. It's more of, I think I call it home.
You call it home?
Yeah.
So you mentioned Bekwai.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever been there before?
I have.
How many times?
I think about 3 times in total. In general, because of, you know, you have the city Accra, Kumasi, that's more of busyness, kind of what we young people are used to. So for me, I kind of am standoffish from the village. So I don't go there every time I visit Ghana, I must admit.
So for you, that place being where you're actually, let's say, from, because that's where your mom is from, and you are an Ashanti.
Yeah.
And you visited there for like 3 times already. What is the most remarkable thing that you can remember of this place?
I think how it's a small town, but how it's quite developed. I think it took some time, in some years before I was born, to develop itself in terms of electricity and those things. So I think at that time when I went, the electricity, the facilities of that was better than, you know, Accra. So
really,
yeah, I like that.
That's interesting to know that you will actually live in Accra, and someone living in, let's say, the village will have it far better than you. You would think it should be the other way around.
You would think so, yeah. It doesn't always have to be like that. Yeah.
So tell me, your parents, what kind of role did they play in your life at a very early stage?
Well, obviously, of course, they're my parents. They bring me up and things like that. But if I look at the personality I have, the fact that, okay, I'm a proud Ghanaian, I do things with a lot of African-related things, they played a big role into that. You know, in our upbringing, it was really like, you're coming here as a Ghanaian, work harder, you'll face other challenges than the white people have, but do persist. And also when you get in touch with Dutch people or white people, let them know, like, okay, you're from your culture, you're proud. Although you've adapted to theirs, you know, you're very proud of your own. So be inviting and everything. So they played a very major role when it comes to values, how to receive people, those kind of things. And I think that's the key role, other than the educational things, which is probably what parents always get involved with.
Well, at least we hope that is what they will always do.
We hope so.
And they will encourage all of us to be, you know, to do the best that we can.
Yeah.
But obviously not like also some Ghanaian parents, like they will really push you to become, you know, it's by force to be a lawyer.
A doctor, a lawyer.
Or yes. If you're not, none of those, then basically you're not even working. You're jobless. You're not educated. Now, taking a trip back to Ghana, where we just touched on, where we spoke also about Bekwai. So if you were to go there now, you just came back. As you said. So let me put it this way: when you went there, what was the first place, or who was the first person you went to see?
That's a good question. The first person we went to see was my uncle. Yeah, it was an uncle, and he lives in Accra, so we didn't go to Bekwai. Sorry. And he was the first person because he had us in his house and stuff like that. We stayed there for the first 1.5 weeks. I think, and it was cool. It was I chilled, I relaxed.
I chilled. And that is, today I feel like I'm talking to a younger person, someone of my own. I chilled. That means you had fun. You enjoyed yourself. Was that the purpose? Was that the main reason why you went there?
It wasn't the main reason. The main reason I had to go just make some contacts because I'm into music. I'm into a lot of things presenting and the fashion and lifestyle because I'm into journalism as well. Because it's African related, you have to get to a point of, okay, I'm here in Holland, I'm doing what I do, but you have to get in contact with people of your, where you come from.
Yeah.
So it was also business related in such a way to kind of make contacts and then for next time when I go, probably have some performances there.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So that was the initial.
That was the main reason why I went. I think it would be interesting to see you having some of your events or concerts in Ghana.
So.
Yeah. I would love to see that.
I
would really love to see that. Now, you've been to Ghana a couple of times, like you said. You grew up here. You went to school here, and I mean, going to Ghana back and forth. You've probably heard or you have an impression as to how the education system is over there. Now, what are your thoughts on the two, as in the education system here in the Netherlands and that of Ghana?
That's a good one. The differences here obviously is it's probably here in the Netherlands we're kind of familiar with, okay, if you finish primary school, you are placed in a category in a way. Either you are bright enough to be a doctor and study medicine, or you're not.
Yeah.
That has, come to my attention, and that is really much there. And in order for you to graduate from the categories, you either have to be very bright or work harder or have all kinds of reasons.
Yes.
How I experience the system here is more of that the category, they kind of push you into it. Whereas back in Ghana, it's not really like that.
Yes.
It's more of a stimulating environment. The other side is, okay, after you graduate in Ghana, will the job come to you as you would get it in Europe? That's a whole nother matter.
Yes.
So in summary, I think here it's more of, okay, you're pushed into a category, you're not always, and also the mentality here is make it and make all your dreams come true is not as present as maybe as we see in the States or anything. That is what you will probably see more in Ghana. Definitely if you go to an international school or anything. And so I see the difference into that. Here I think it might be that there will be a bit more struggle to reach for the highest if you have that certain dream. Yes. It's possible, but it's hard.
Yeah, it becomes harder because you're put in some category. So you first have to figure out how you're going to get out of there and then also see your way through to this, what they call the American dream.
Right.
Let me put it that way. But then, in Ghana, I understand what you mean because Ghanaians, they kind of live like the Americans.
Yeah.
So there, even if you have no education whatsoever, you can still live that life, the American dream,
or learn something,
or learn something that will make you,
exactly.
Yeah. So if with what we've just discussed, if you had the choice to choose, let's say things were different, and then you just had the option to choose whether you'll be schooled here in the Netherlands, whereby you'll be put in a category. I mean, whether yours will be higher or low, that does not really matter.
Yeah.
And you could also choose to get your education from Ghana, where you will be, let's say, we're all going, the whole mass, and whoever shines, just...
Right.
Which one would you prefer?
It's a good question, because I'm used to the system, how it is for me now. The struggle has kind of made me a bit hard as it comes to going after your goals and not settling for what maybe authorities tell you to. I think I would stick with my experience because I don't know any better.
Yes.
And because of the culture that we have, being Ghanaians and being brought up with like, okay, you can do this, you can reach for the highest. I think that from home has enabled me to keep working.
Yeah.
So I would say because I know this system, My experience so far is okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay. So you would still go for the Dutch system if you had the choice.
The way I've
The way, the way you've experienced it. Yes,
Yeah.
I get your point. So, but then speaking about categories, when
Yeah.
you were done with primary school, what advice
Yeah.
did you get?
I got it was MAVO, HAVO?
Mafo, Hafo.
Yeah.
How did you
And-
feel about that?
Well, in my home it was like abomination.
Why? Because the others above you had.
Yes, like my friends, they all have the higher ones. And also, my dad is a graduate, and my sister also had a higher recommendation. My sister's really smart and stuff. So for me, it was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? So, but I went through the MAVO stuff and finished it, and after the MAVO, did the HAVO. So I took my time. I was a bit impatient for it.
Yes.
But I took my time and went up gradually.
Yes.
So.
I mean, that goes to say that no matter what advice you get, it depends on your determination, because you could have gotten a higher advice as well, and maybe you were just not motivated.
True,
And you would have never finished. But then still, you, regardless the fact that you'll be giving a MAFO of half or even lower, which was, I think before that was MBO, and now it's FBO.
It was FBO and then kaderberoeps. That was.
You know, regardless of that, it all depends on you as a person, how far you want to go in life. So I think this is a great example for some of the younger ones. If you ever felt like, well, I didn't get gymnasium, or I didn't get what was it, half or FBO or whatever.
Something
that doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot achieve all your goals. Yes, I really like that. I mean, I got that same advice as well, so I know.
So you know the struggle.
Yeah, I know the struggle, and to be honest, I think that was the best way for me, even though it took much longer.
Okay.
You know. So as an I see. So your parents they wanted you to also get higher, obviously, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I'm sure by now you've already proven them wrong.
Oh yeah, I have.
We are good on that, I guess. So you being as ambitious as you are, and we're talking about education and advice and whatnot. If you were to become the Minister of Education,
Very pageant question.
Pageant question, of course. Well, you've been part of a pageant.
It's true.
I have been there myself, so obviously you will see.
We are familiar with
my way of thinking. That's my background. So, you know, if you were appointed as a Minister of Education, let's say for Ghana. Which is in a continent where you're trying to make your mark. Now, what would you do differently than what you see being done at this moment in Ghana?
I think when it comes to the system, I don't see too much wrong with it, because people have gone through it and they work out fine. I think I would focus on that bit where you do national service and you go into like real life, getting a job. Maybe find a way that in the period where people are still in school to kind of train and connect maybe companies or something to schools to kind of fill the gap where young people won't be sitting at home after they've done the national service and kind of reach a depression or do jobs where they just make 200 CDs.
Just money to survive. But that is interesting, because I mean, what you're saying would be, let's say, national service, like connecting that to some form of network system, which will get people closer to. But you know, in Ghana, it's like it's not really the idea of first come, first serve. It's more like who you know,
absolutely,
and who knows, not even who you know, is who knows you. Because if you think you know someone and they feel like they do not know you, you still not get the job. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think if we had that system, this networking, which will connect people to companies and stuff, do you think that will still work, given the fact that where we come from is more about who knows you?
True, but I think that even creating a place where people can network. Let's say, okay, if companies can reach out to a certain group of youngsters who do an internship, I hope then the youngsters will be taught to network, to really make connections, really get in contact with people. Because at the end of the day, in every country, it is kind of dependent on how you go about things as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it will fix in some way the problem of just people because they're favorite or because they know somebody. My daddy knows this, which is good. I don't have anything against that. But I think that it will take the opportunity for people to actually build a network. To know maybe some person in this department or to keep in touch and then know like, okay, a year after I've graduated, she needs an assistant where a student can work in. So I think it will actually develop the people who don't know to actually know someone.
Yes, to learn that networking is necessary and making sure that somebody knows you could actually help you find a job. I think that's where you're getting at. Now, if the same question, but then if you had the opportunity for the Netherlands, do you think, as you said, even if you had to choose, you still choose the Dutch system? Now, if you were then the Minister of Education for the Dutch, is there something that you would like to change, or do you think, I think it's fine like this and this is just how we go?
I think it would have been more pleasant to actually see, okay, because me going to primary school, it would sometimes happen that I would find somebody who just came from their country, either it's Russia or Ghana, and then we just be put on the lowest level. I don't know why that happens. It doesn't always happen because I've seen some coming from countries and be put on the highest. I think I would do something about that. Because I don't think it's fair.
No, you're absolutely right, and that is something I myself have had issues with it because issues with it. I felt like the time that you come here, because I came here when I was much older.
Right.
I mean, the time that you come here and then you're going to be tested to be put in a certain category. And I feel like at that moment you're already not familiar with the environment, the language, everything. So you cannot have an accurate test.
No.
Which I feel it shouldn't be like that. But then again, I think they feel like if they put you in school for, let's say, a year or two before they decide which then they're also pulling you back, I guess, because
yes and no. Okay.
So it's a bit. But I rather have an accurate test.
Exactly.
Than have been put in a certain category where I really don't belong. So I definitely agree with you on that.
Good.
Now, I'll take my last question from your early stages. Now, Tina, tell me, when you were in school, what was your most difficult subject?
I think geography and math.
Maths, okay.
Yes.
And how did you manage those two?
Okay, when it came to math, I put in extra time.
Yes.
Just extra time. At first I got frustrated because some of the things are just hard, make you sweat and things like that. But I just put extra time. Sometimes I would ask somebody who knows about it to still get the points I'm trying hard to figure. But I think it all comes down to just investing more time and practicing and practicing and practicing.
Yes.
Until I get it right.
Yes. Practice, making it perfect.
Making it perfect,
Definitely. Now, viewers, I hope you've had a lovely time with Tina so far. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. So stay tuned right here on Soulhour TV. welcome back to the continuation of the interview slots with Miss Augustina Aston, the very talented young lady who is into singing, songwriting, hosting, entertainment and lifestyle. My goodness, I think I probably forgot something, but we will catch up with her so you could join our conversation. Now, Tina, we're going to touch on your professional life. Now, I know you are a graduate in communication.
Yeah.
So, what do you do actually how do you call communication manager, PR?
Communication is a very broad thing. I think that just to keep it simple.
Yes.
Okay, we have this TV channel. We have people watching. We have people managing everything. So what somebody in communication does is she can coordinate everything. So when it comes to your script, she can coordinate it. She can make sure that the right people are targeted. When people tune in, they see your face. When people go online, they see you and everything. So a communication person makes sure that everything is perfect to the audience and make sure that the audience grows.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is the difference then in this case between communication and marketing?
I think the area of marketing is always based on sales, getting more sales in general.
Yes.
And communication kind of focuses on the whole.
On the whole.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's say if you have footprints, communication makes sure that footprints is always
all over
marked
the
in
place.
people's mind in a positive way. They know what it means and stuff. And marketing really focuses on, okay, how can we get more people to watch? And probably if somebody needs a sponsorship or wants to put his drink on there, how can we attract people to sell their products, for example?
Okay.
Yeah.
So after this interview slot, you can become the communication manager of Footprints, and we will basically be everywhere, and everyone will know Footprints, and it will reach the right audience, the younger ones, and
for example, so that is what I do.
Okay, interesting. So Footprints just found themselves a communication manager. As we go on, now tell me, how does the day at work look like for you?
I think for somebody who is into communication, it depends. It can get into anything. Of course, you have to do interviews. You find out what does a specific company want, what are their requirements, and then you go into writing, because I can also do that. It's what I specialize in. So from social media to writing web pages and articles, press mail, all of that stuff. So that is what you do on a continuous basis. You work, you evaluate what you do, and work together. Okay.
So what are some of the client profiles that you've handled so far?
As far as client profiles, I haven't chosen to work independent and to do it as a company yet. Maybe in future time, but I'm still observing the market and what to do. So as far as doing things for clients, I haven't, but I've worked for companies and done that within companies.
Yes. But within the companies, what kind of websites or what kind of articles have you been part of in terms of writing or the communication side of it?
It depends. Think of interviewing colleagues, or let's say that there is a change happening within the company and people need to be updated.
Yes.
Then I interview, I select things, I make sure that everything is just written in powerful short words on the internet where like people log into. So what I've done at the company where I work at is coordinate that within the company.
Okay, I understand that. Well, so Tina, for somebody to do what you do, what are some of the competencies that they have to have?
Okay, you're gonna have to be a networker. You have to network, so get in touch with people, and you shouldn't be afraid to email people, strange people, to say like, hey, I want to meet with you. You shouldn't be afraid to ask people for interviews, and You should be able to speak.
Yes.
And be able to communicate what you want to say. It is a very good thing that people should understand you and make sure you're both on one page. So you have to be able to speak, communicate, be a good planner, which is not always easy for me, but but yeah, those are kind of the things that you need to be doing.
Okay, yeah. So you are not much of a planner.
I am.
Do I get that right?
I am a planner, but it was quite of a challenge to always keep things according to plan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, because you're dealing with people, and people, you know,
Yes.
you cannot be in someone else's mind, and things change, and you have to move things around. So it's I can understand where you're coming from. Right. So if you had the opportunity to change profession.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of, let's say, communications, or even to change education, if you had another choice. Which one? What other profession or education would you have chosen, or what interests you, or you find inspiring? You think, it would have been great to be an astronaut, like it would have been great to take a trip to Mars. I think everyone would love to do that, though.
That is a good question. But the thing is, I haven't really considered it because I was never good in maths or anything. When it comes to computer technology, I'm also not good. Because the communication thing fits me so much, then I would think of, okay, where is money? And then it's more of in finance, IT, or what else? What is it? Recruitment. Maybe I would get into recruitment because I just love being around people. Yes. Yeah.
So human resource management.
Human resource management, yeah, because numbers and stuff, at some point I just get...
You get lost. Yes. But I mean, apart from knowing the fact that, I cannot be able to do this. I mean, I'm not good in math, so I wouldn't even bother. But, just, I mean, like for me...
Yeah.
I could have never, ever worked in a hospital or anywhere where there is blood or they cut people.
I couldn't.
Or, I mean, no. But I can understand, I can see like, well, it would have been interesting, to wear that white thingy with my thingy there. Yeah, I think it looks fancy.
I wouldn't like that. Maybe a scientist.
Science.
So you can develop makeup and cream.
Lord, this confirms it. I'm speaking to someone who is into fashion and lifestyle, my people. Even to think of something else to do as a doctor, she would, develop makeup, hair products. She would develop a new hair product for black people, which we can use to straighten our hair, but it will not be damaging.
Organic.
My Lord. I think we need to invest in you. Maybe this is it. Maybe. You never know. But then again, do we black people really want to lose our curly hair? Looking at the day and age now, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Maybe cover it, but...
Cover it, yes. Just for a second, for the moment.
Yeah,
yes.
True.
So, back to your profession. What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of what you do?
Okay, the advantage is, since you should be able to be a networker, you can always find, through your network, find maybe a job opportunity or something. But the disadvantage is that it's really sensitive to the economy. If the economy goes well, then there is a lot of job opportunities in it. If it is going a bit wayward, then you should be smart enough to find your opportunities in other things and consider communication maybe something to get into later on. Yeah. So it's really dependent. It's not like IT, that is really, you can get money, finance, you can get money, but communications is just a bit, it's not as strong. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be the disadvantage.
Well, finance is not always money though, because it depends on the economy as well. If it's going well, then we're all getting paid as we would love to. And if it's not, then we're losing our jobs or salaries,
Sure.
So it's not, the grass is not as green at the other end, I would say.
Yeah.
So Tina, tell me, on profession, I know this is not maybe your profession as in what you do all the time, but there are some activities that you are part of which I consider to be part of your professional life.
Right.
Music.
Yeah.
Let's talk about music. You do music,
sure.
you write music, and
Yeah.
you sing as well.
Yeah, I do.
So where does this I'm sure this started as a hobby or as a talent?
Yeah, I did.
But you invest a lot of time into this.
I do because I love it.
Yeah.
It started from a young age at church, and I just loved it. I always saw the performances of artists that are now superstars, and I was like, oh, I want to be like that. And I just took it with me and kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And I know like I want to be a professional music artist. So that's why I invest in the time in a lot.
Yeah.
So now I'm on that path. I have a single out. I have more singles coming out, shooting videos, and doing promotions and all of that. So it is something that is part of my thing.
Yes.
I love doing it. Yeah.
So you have your single out, as you said.
Yes.
So this single, we're going to talk about it a little
Sure.
bit. So what's the name of this single?
The single that's out now is Shiro. I have another coming out that's Denim Combination, which has a video, but the one that's more out is Shiro. Yeah.
So this Shiro,
Yeah.
I mean, for the people who do not know, because I've seen the video clip of Shiro. Yeah? Very interesting, to be honest. So why did you feel the need to write this song? Where did the inspiration for writing this song, where did that come from?
Good question. Okay, the thing is, I write very inspirational. It's inspirational / gospel, but the inspirational side, when I get to that, then it looks on love, then it looks on life and people's experiences. And I really wanted to write a song that kind of showcased the good sides of a woman, you know, being able to multitask, being able to be a strong woman and mother and so on, and the whole list goes on. So I was talking to my manager and he called me like, oh, you're doing such a good job, and Shiro. And I was like, what does that mean? And when he said the word, then it kind of got caught into my head, and then I knew I wanted to make a song that would just get stuck in people's head, whether you like the song or not, and it just sticks. So that's what I did. Then I went on to Shiro. Okay, let me give it a definition to empower women, to kind of show, because there's a scripture in the Bible that's Proverbs 31, speaks of how a wonderful woman, a blessed woman is. So I wanted to be like, okay, let me use the Proverbs 31 woman and let her speak.
Yes.
So what would she say? What would her mind be to another man? So that's how the song came out.
Okay, interesting. And I guess this Shiro song also has some relationship with these lovely t-shirts that I have here.
Yes.
This Shiro, what is written on it? Can I have the red one, please? I think I like the red one. Red happens to be my favorite color. Yes. Shiro, Women of Value, founded in 1989. Well, and then you have an African woman's head on it.
Yeah, it's my head.
That's your head.
It's my head.
Well, so everyone that will be wearing this t-shirt will be wearing the head of Tina all over the streets with hair. Now, Tina, tell me. So you made this t-shirt in relation to the song as well.
Yeah.
What was your motivation? What was the main aim for this t-shirt? What did you think to accomplish with these t-shirts?
To kind of create a movement. I wanted people to kind of hear the song, know the song, and feel the song, so that they know what the meaning that it has.
Yes.
And what other better way to give something meaning without making products.
Yes.
So I just created the t-shirt to kind of start something, and then it caught fire. People liked it. People started ordering it. I was like, okay, I really like the design. I really like the idea behind it. So after one t-shirt, which was the white one, came, then other colors came, and then it kind of became the movement around my music.
Yes.
So okay, now it's a song that's out, but it's going to continue wherever I perform, that people have the opportunity to buy it. and just be part, because women kind of feel empowered also wearing a t-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I listen to you correctly, you feel that you have accomplished what you wanted to accomplish with these t-shirts, or you think.
But the t-shirt is even more than I expected, because I just started the t-shirt just to start something, just to be like, okay, I could wear it. But it kind of went over my expectation because a lot of ladies like it and are still buying it.
Obviously, I can understand ladies loving this. If you could put it back for me, please. Because of, Shiro, it gives you some kind of a boost, you know, a female hero actually.
Yeah.
And you are the boss, and you're the boss lady, and you are Shiro. So I kind of understand. Now, you also have Abina online.
Yeah.
I think that's more for the fashion and lifestyle.
Yes.
Or not? Okay. So what do you do with Abina online? What is the thought behind this Abina online? And the name Abina. I mean, wait. It sounds more like our Ghanaian name Abina.
It is.
But then spelled with an I instead of an E. Can you also explain that a little bit?
Sure.
And I'm an Abuna myself, so if the explanation fits my
your expectations,
yes, maybe I can also relate to Abina online, or maybe it will become my new favorite blog or something. So enlighten me, Tina.
Okay, Abina online is, in short, it's a platform focused on African fashion and lifestyle. Okay. The intention is to refresh the world's view of Africa. Okay. So when they get to that place, they see, okay, what's the new designers coming up, the events, stuff that Africans are doing. Black Americans have their platforms they tune into, they go into, but I kind of needed some place where Africans who reside in the West to go to. Okay. There are just some things about culture that we take from Africa, and there are some things that we deal with here in the West. Our fashion, our lifestyle is just a certain style where you can see like, oh, she's from Nigeria, or she's the type of Ghanaian that lives in Amsterdam or London, you know what I mean? That is a culture which is coming forth, and when the generations are coming more, you will see that it's just a certain lifestyle that will come and grow. You can see the same thing in music as well, Afrobeats, for example. But anyway, the website is for that. So it comes out and it publishes video content, interviews, anything happening within the diaspora relating to Africans. And the name actually came about, it's not my own Ghanaian name, yes, it's Abana. But it's actually referring to a personality that Abana most of the time has. Okay. An outspoken, firm personality that is, when she walks into a room wearing a dress, you know she comes in, you know. The Abana person goes out, is very stylish, and she knows she's stylish. Oh. So that is the personality that is behind it, saying like, okay, Abana is her, she is proud of her African heritage. People should know how beautiful Africa is, and that's about it. Okay, so those are very nice words to describe an Abana. I mean, thank you very much for that. I think every Abana watching this is going to feel so proud when we walk into the room. Yes. Those are the words you used, right? When we walk into the room, you know Abana has arrived. Yeah. We have a sense of style, or our own style. Yeah. Or probably maybe not even bother so much because we already know we're fabulous. So exactly. Okay. Now that is very, very interesting. So you're also into hosting and presenting. Yeah. What do you host? I did a radio show before, and I was on events. So I think of music events taking place in Rotterdam, The Hague, and stuff like that. It's a freelance job, which I do, and it kind of happened after the winning Face of Ghana, where it was noticed like, okay, I can speak and kind of make something nice, even if I haven't prepared. So I was like, okay, let me just do something with that. Yes. And then went to events and was hired to speak at events and put a whole show together. So that is what I do on the side. And okay, there is music, there is presenting, of course. It brings in quite some money. Okay. It brings in quite some connections because I like to network as well. So that is what I do, but I'm not on your level yet, where you have your show and stuff like that. But I love radio, so hopefully in the future I'll pick that up.
So what is? I mean, you say it like that, like, well, I'm not at your level yet. But I've never hosted anything on the radio before.
Right.
And I've never also hosted any event or whatever. So I mean, the last time I hosted my girlfriend's bridal shower, now that was interesting. I got them doing some crazy stuff that I didn't know I could actually have people do. That's just my But I mean, what is the biggest what is the biggest event that you have hosted or presented at?
I think on top of my head was African Festival, the Hague African Festival, because it had a lot of attendance. It was a whole day. You had like international artists performing on that stage. So that is my biggest so far.
Okay.
Hopefully I can do an awards in the future, but that is on my
How many people were there at this African festival? Yeah.
I think about like 3,000 because it's the whole day. It's on rotation. So it was in the thousands because it's outside and it's like a popular African annual event.
In Den Haag?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, viewers, we have many more to discuss, but we will take a short break and we will come back with Miss Augustina Austin. Thank you very much.
My name is Augustina Austin. My ambition as the face of Ghana Holland 2009 is to raise an awareness of sugar diabetes within the Ghanaian community here in Holland and also in Ghana. I don't only want to create an awareness, but also challenge the health authorities to come with an adequate information about diet and health. The reason why you should vote for me because I have good goals and the passion to become face of Ghana Holland 2009. Vote for me by texting FOGH09 space Tina to 7733. Thank you.
Welcome back, viewers, to this interview slot with Augustina Austin. She's a singer, songwriter, presenter, host. Well, she's into fashion and lifestyle. We will get into contact with her, and then you can find out a little bit more. And if you've missed the first part of this interview, then you can go on demand and you can still watch it, so you can catch up or visit our YouTube website. So, Tina,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about something that you were part of
Okay.
some time ago. Yes, a throwback. Why? You just mentioned that right before we went on break that you actually hosted an event, the African festival in Den Haag, which was attended by over 3,000 people. That's a lot. I mean, how did you feel standing in front of that amount of people to host something?
It was good. It was good, and I had done events before where it was a lot of people, so I was able to kind of build my experience. And I did something for them before, but it was then a segment.
It was a
of
segment.
The show. So it's you kind of get warmed up for things, and plus when it comes to presenting, I had a coach who kind of prepared me for things because So it went. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, for you being able to stand in front of that amount of people, do you think that has anything to do with the fact that you took part in Face of Ghana 2009, which you actually won?
Yes.
Yes.
It did. It did, because Face of Ghana, we stood there before, I think, thousands as well. And the thing is that, okay, it is a pageant. It is a pageant, and we were trained. Trained to speak in public, trained to, hold ourselves with eloquence and poise and things. So you can definitely go back into your mind, like, okay, if I want to be presenter, at least I've handled the stage of Face of Ghana 2009.
Yes.
So I can handle this.
Yes.
So of course,
it kind of gave you a boost. Now tell me, Face of Ghana. Let's talk about Face of Ghana in general. So you took part of this event because?
Okay, the thing is, with Face of Ghana 2009, you had to audition.
Yes.
And my friend was like, come, you should join in. I'll give up your name. It will boost your confidence. Let's do this. And at that moment, I was thinking like, oh no, I'm not that kind of girl that, likes that kind of attention. You become popular, people will talk about you. Oh, she has attitude. That's what they always say about the winners anyway. So I wasn't prepared for that. But after a while, I was like, okay, just sign me up and let's see what we can do. Yes. So we went through the audition, and it was fun. Through the audition, and then I got through, and I was like, okay, let me do this. Let me finish this and see where I'll land. Yeah.
So let me see where I'll land. Let me get through this. Do you think that you learned anything from Face of Ghana?
Oh yes, very much. I learned, for example, to hold yourself, to carry yourself when you're speaking in public. You kind of, because at that time we had some good tests to kind of know how do you speak to people and how do you speak in public, how do you deal with public kind of saying things about you that are not true, how do you walk, so it was proper training. Yes. As far as speaking, as far as how to carry yourself, as far as walking, as far as these areas, it helped me very much.
Okay. So then there were 12 young ladies, including yourself. Actually, in the beginning, at the audition, it was more. But the audition, there came so many young ladies, and then out of that, 11 was picked, and you happened to be one of those people that were picked. And then you went through this program, and then finally you won. Did you feel in the process, as we were preparing you to get there, did you feel at any point that, well, I'm going to win this?
No, I didn't feel that way, because actually I went to the previous edition where you joined. You were one of the competitors, and I had been to other pageants. And one thing that you always see is it doesn't matter how many fans one contestant might have, or or they have people that make a lot of noise. Be like when she comes on stage, it doesn't mean that she's gonna win, because what the judges are going to come up with can be different.
Yes.
It's always, so you kind of have to humble yourself because of that, because how it will come out can always be different.
Yes.
So I kept that out of my mind. I was like, you know what, I just want to be my best. I have to make sure I don't make a ridiculous fool of myself or fall down or act too nervous. That's just what my focus was. And I think that turned out for me good. And I've decided to handle that in whatever I do, where judges are involved, or where, just in life, to kind of just focus on what can you do to bring a quality of your thing, and just see how it will go.
Yes. So the moment that I mean, it was announced that you've won.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
It was emotional. I think on the videos you can see like I was crying, and it was a long day. We had come there from morning, and it was a good feeling. It was nice to know that, okay, after all these periods you went through, that you came out as number one. I didn't realize it as much even afterwards, when people like, oh, you're the winner, or people could just shout at you, "Face of Ghana," and I'd be like, oh yeah. But yeah, it's part of it.
Yes. So after winning Face of Ghana, you got the opportunity to also do some charity work.
Yeah.
Which can you tell me a little bit more about that? And more in particular, what did the moment you were doing this charity work, how did you feel as a person?
I think I felt, as a person, you kind of feel, what's it called? Useful, in the sense that you can use your resources, your context and everything for something more. So it's kind of a moment where you have to sit down and be like, okay, whatever you do, if you're going to go forward, whether you're going to be a career woman, if you can give back, do it in a way the best that you can. Yeah, so I think it kind of made me feel like, okay, you can be useful. It's not part of looking beautiful or just doing this or just looking nice. It's all about being productive.
Yes.
Yeah, as a young lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Making yourself actually useful. Be more like being at the service of other people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's great to be able to do charity.
Yeah.
Whenever you've been given the chance or the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Now, after you won, and then the charity's done, and thereafter there comes another team of young ladies, which we wanted to also sort of impact what it is that we've impacted in you into them. Now, do you think that when it comes to impacting something of value into young ladies, do you think Face of Ghana was doing this correctly, and were we achieving this?
I think it was, because I think from the get-go it did have certain requirements. You had to have a certain sense of an objective. You could not just come and be like, oh, I'm joining Face of Ghana because I am beautiful, and that's what my mom told me. And you couldn't be standing there. You would be ridiculed. You would be laughing if you would say something like that. So the organization itself from the get-go was like, okay, no, you have to do something, even if it is supporting kids in their education. That is what you have to do at best.
Yeah.
So as a winner, to also involve in a project and raise money. And we went to a children's orphanage in Ghana and stuff like that. I think it set the bar. It might have, what I've heard, scared off some people because they thought pageant was just being beautiful and stuff. But I think it set the bar, and kind of, definitely in a Western country, in Holland, where it encourages young people to do something and be productive. I think it did excellent. Okay. And I wonder why they stopped.
Okay. Well, that's the part I'll get to before we move on to the next. So, talking about you cannot just come and stand there and just think, well, I'm coming here just to be beautiful, just me, and that's it. How did you feel when, at the audition that you were at the other end, and we get to ask you, let's say some questions that one might think. Why? I think I remember from myself at some point I asked you to sing.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel that? How did you feel just standing in front of some bunch of girls, which you could see, well, they are my age or whatever, and then they get to sort of interrogate you in some way. How did you feel?
I didn't feel any like problem with it. It was just like, okay, you guys are doing your job. You want the best, for the organization. So I was up for it. I thought it was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I was interested to know, like, am I going through it? So I was cool. I was open to it. Yeah.
Interesting. It would have been nice though for you to have asked us to say, okay, so am I true or not? And I think we would have just said, bye, young lady. Oh Lord. Those are good memories. Good memories.
Yes, very good.
So listening to you and hearing what you just said, you wondered why we stopped. Does that mean that in your estimation, you think that Face of Ghana should have continued or should come back in hosting beauty pageants or creating something that motivates the young Ghanaian girl or young Ghanaian men?
I think it should come back because it encourages young girls, the young ladies to, and I think more why I feel that way is because the development was good, the standard was high, it had, it just wanted to bring out some good quality girls. And I think that participating in something like that, it's not just good for fame, because, of course the community knows you, but even in future, next time when you have a job presentation, you kind of know how to be creative with, okay, how am I going to present myself? If you are to hold a meeting or are you to speak in even a small room or a large room, you will be able to handle it very good. And you don't even have to be a professional presenter for that thing. So I think that career-wise, it helps people, it pushes young ladies to think more of themselves than they probably will, and discover other talents of themselves.
Yes.
So because of that, and I'm like, being a very proud Ghanaian, I think it also makes girls to stand out, be proud Ghanaians, and keep their culture, So that's probably the reasons why I say, well, this is like a good initiative.
Yes, so those are the positive sides of Face of Ghana. Now, leave out the positive side. Is there anything negative that you experienced because of Face of Ghana, or due to Face of Ghana, or during the process?
Not anything negative. I think what could be negative is, okay, dealing with so many girls can be hard. You always find those that are your friends, but you can find those that just, their attitude is just wrong.
Yes, or it's just not, it doesn't click.
It doesn't click, and it's wrong in all facets of life. They're just wrong.
It's just wrong.
That is challenging, so I would call that challenging. And probably also will be you kind of realize, okay, you're out there, because during that time we were every week on television. We were every week on the local television, so Ghanaians could look at us and they could decide whether they know us, so they can decide for themselves, oh, I know this girl, the way she looks, oh, she's like this, she's like that. And it is hard to sometimes deal with the things they can say.
Yes.
They will decide on things for you and sometimes make up stories more than they ought to. You really have to learn how to deal with that, or maybe put your ears on mute, or maybe react to it. I think that is a challenging side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Right.
Now, last question on Face of Ghana. I remember that initially we tried to do this, as you say, as modest and respectful as we can. Now I remember we had some difficulty with let's say having you ladies in swimwears.
Oh yeah.
So we had to be creative with it, and then that's when we came up with, let's say, the swimwear, which was made in African fabric or something that is more covering up. Just so it could suit the Ghanaian, well, our culture, let me put it that way.
Right.
Do you think that by having these, I would say, traditional swimwears, do you think that we managed to meet these standards of our culture? Or do you think this is just something like you say, well, it's part of a pageant, so you cannot take it out?
I think it was a good solution, I think. But on the other hand, mine was lifting a bit. You can see it in the video, mine was lifting a bit while I had to pull it. So people can question that and be like, what is she wearing? But anyway, it was good to handle it. I feel because of my area of being a communication professional, if you're dealing with a certain target group, which are Ghanaians,
yes,
you kind of have to listen to what they're saying. Of course, they cannot determine your whole concept and say like, oh, the girl should speak Tree or the girl should speak English. Of course, you shouldn't do that. But I think that in some areas where you can adapt and make the target group feel comfortable, you should. So with that idea, I think it was a good initiative to say, okay, let's then coordinate the swimwear, make it nice, make it traditional, so that they can all be on one, so that we don't have the surprises of one coming with a thong or something like that. You know what I mean? I think even if we had gone with the normal swimwear, it would have been, well, I don't know, thinking about, will somebody really come with a thong? No, but things can happen where maybe something can slip, or you know what I mean? So yes, but to really go it, I mean, you know, you're part of a beauty pageant, and you have a section which is called swimwear. You go looking for your swimwear, and you actually pick a tongue. Well, you never know. People are full of surprises. Anyway. Well, it's just to make an example. That would be very interesting. I think we will actually start organizing Face of Ghana again, and I would love to see this happen. No, but I mean, if we see these things before it gets on stage, so it wouldn't even happen that someone would just actually walk on stage with a tongue on. That I think our parents and the elders of Amsterdam community will disown us. It would go viral. Yes, it will go viral, and in Amsterdam we will be famous once again for what we are, surprising Amsterdam. That's how they call us. So Tina, let's talk about your family life. My family life? Yes. Okay. So you as you were speaking, you mentioned that you have sisters as well. I have an older sister and I have a younger sister. Oh, okay. Yes. Any brothers? No brothers. We're all female. Ladies. The ladies squad. Your dad must be, or your mom even also must be have a handful. I come from a squad of 3 girls as well. Okay. And no boys. But interestingly, I asked my dad the other time, would you have, preferred to have boys, or you still wish to have one boy? He said, with you people, I am thankful to God that you are girls, because I don't know, I think I would have been dead by now if you were boys. That's good. Then he's happy. Yeah, that means he's happy, but your mom is also like, oh Lord, I love the fact that I have only girls. I think so. She doesn't know how it's like to have boys. And we always tell her, like, it's better that you didn't have boys, because she always determines what we eat on our plate. She doesn't like it when we get food and it's like a mountain. She likes like in doses, In doses, yeah. Ladylike. That's how she brought us up. So I always tell her, like, look, Ma, if you had boys, they will finish the whole pan of your fried rice or whatever you had made. So what if you ladies happen to have been, big eaters? Would you then go in smaller portions? So yes, she regulates that. As for that one, she regulates that. That's what my mom doesn't like anything like that. Oh Lord, you have your mom actually regulate the food. My goodness. So Tina, talking about family life or your personal life, I was watching this Yoshiro video. Yes. And then there was this part where there was this young man. Oh Lord. The guy was fine. I'll tell him.
But the guy was fine.
I'll tell him.
And I was like, hey, Tina. And I don't know, okay, in the video it's like this guy, he pressed on your bell and then he had a package for you and then he just had a glance of your beauty and then he kind of like went into, you know, or both of you actually went into your fantasy world, I guess.
Right.
Or
That's it.
Yeah, right. And you guys were like, you know, romancing and having fun. You were actually romancing a lot with this guy. You know, I was thinking, Tina, are you sure?
I'm very
Are you
happy.
sure this is just a video? This fine man. So you want to tell me he was nice though? The guy.
Yeah, I'll tell him. He's a good friend. He's a friend, but not there's no any romantic with that.
So he's your friend.
He's a friend, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll
there's
tell you,
no.
because you're probably the one of
There's
the,
no. I mean, you don't know him in a much familiar way than just him being your friend.
No, it's really his friends.
Okay. And how is your love life looking like?
My love life is just normal. I'm just dating.
You're dating?
Yeah.
Hey, this guy you're dating. So who?
Maybe.
I cannot ask who he is, but so you're dating. So
Dating
viewers, this
like
one is off the market. She's
Not
dating.
yet.
Oh, you're dating.
It's dating, but it's not. It's
So you're
to know someone.
So what you're trying to say is you're dating, but you're not taking.
Not yet.
Hey, serious. So there are different styles in this.
said-
You're dating, taking.
There are
And
grades.
sometimes
Degrees.
degrees in dating. Viewers, it's interesting with this young lady. My goodness. So what does this guy need to have you taking?
It's just a matter of time.
Is it just a matter of time? We thank God for that. So, but the guy was fine.
Yeah, I'll tell him. I think he will definitely take that as a compliment.
No, I think he's aware. He's sure. I mean, did you see him? I mean, you saw him. Come on. All those viewers, if you've not seen the video of Shiro, a song written and sung by Miss Augustina Austin here. That video is fabulous. You should check it out on YouTube. There's this fine chocolate young man in there. Believe me, the muscles, everything is on point. But hold on, it seems like I'm promoting this guy. Is he single though? Because
I don't think he's not single.
Oh.
It's a shame, isn't it?
It's a shame. shame.
But if it happens now, I'll let him know. Like
no, if he's taking, let him stay taking. Trust me, my dear. He comes off as single now, and all these ladies will just jump the guy. So please, young man, if you're watching me, please stay taking. We will not bother you anyhow. We will just, enjoy your fineness from afar, from a distance. So Tina, tell me another thing. What is your motto in life?
my motto. My motto to enjoy life and to use whatever God has given to me and develop it to the utmost for people to enjoy. I think, yeah.
Okay, that's a very good one. That's also good. Well, we've got into the general advice part of this program, which happens to be also the last segment of this program. And I'm sure you've been having fun so far. At least I have. Now, Tina, in your bio, you state that you intend to contribute in improving the world's image of Africa, whilst at the same time celebrating the woman of color.
Yeah.
That's a handful.
It is. That's why I take my part.
How exactly do you think you can accomplish this?
Well, I've started with Abina Online, for example, by this, showcasing Africa's talents, designers, people who are making career moves and everything. So that is kind of using my means to have people look at Africa in a beautiful way, in a good way. And also, I think in general, being a professional in the West, in Holland, just working and staying here and developing myself as far as music is concerned, as far as the professional area is concerned. This all is contributing to that. Just the fact that even if another African makes it, that is to me a thing to take pride in for Africans here in general and Ghanaians as a whole. So I think that every person has its way of, whether it's the hairdresser who is Ghanaian and comes and appears on RTL or something like that. That is a prideful moment for me where I say like, oh yes, that's nice to see.
Yes, that's nice to see.
So I take my part in that as well.
Well, thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you.
And I really hope you continue trying to improve this image of Africa.
Thanks.
Because
I'll do my best.
Yes, we really need that. Now, last question, or at least before I let you go. Tina, 5-10 years from now, who will I be speaking to?
The same.
The same.
The same person, but probably in a different condition, because I'm always hardworking. I intend to make money and be able to give out money to the poor and all of that. I intend to have Abina to grow. I intend to grow as a presenter as well. Hopefully, I'll be a presenter on like a legit music channel or whatever, and not to forget my music. Like I'm intending to go international with that. So hopefully by that time I've reached to the stage where I can say, well, you know what, I'm traveling to there, I'm traveling to this. But as far as a person is concerned, I make every effort to keep remaining that person as I am now, because I think the person that I am now is cool, is relaxed, and I think that's what the world needs.
Yes. Instead
of being caught up into positions and whatever titles and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I hope.
Okay, interesting. And you. This is the second time I've heard you say make money. You like money.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God! At least she's open about it. She likes money, but not to spend only on yourself. You like to invest it also into she does charity. Good job. Now, Tina, before I let you go, any other thing you would like to tell some of our younger ones that are looking up to you?
Keep working. Keep being motivated. If you're not motivated, find the area where you be motivated, and never stop.
Never stop.
Never stop
Never
working.
stop. Never stop. Never take no for an answer. And that brings me to the end of this interesting episode with Tina. I have had so much fun. And I hope you've had fun as well. And I hope we captured really what and who Tina is about to you. And please stay tuned the next time we come your way. This is Footprints, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.